Hi everybody, good afternoon. After 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday morning, and no recording. It's almost 3 o'clock here. I'm really tired. I hope I can try to explain it as much as I can, but guys, I'm really tired. So, this room is what's this room is? Contrabando, Niveted odds. The complex is the entry point of it. Now let's start first of all. As usual, this one you don't need even a guitar. You can go basta for looking for directories or something. You come here. It said coming soon. Of course you can do. Let's not because it's a long room. The classic things you can do them. That directory or something. You come here. You click and set our password, and you can see the page jump. Let's go back first of all. Before it just IP support 80, you click it jump to page. When you see something like that, you always think about LFI. It's because now is a page and HTML and doing the so it's calling that page. So there's nothing special there. You can do the brute force with GoBuster, but here you can see this something here that you might think said. First of all, you can see what other pages are there. So is there index, and you can see here it already give you a sign of what's going on here, because when you see page and display, so an LFI somewhere, and you can see this is dangerous function of a read file uh, um, in PHP. So fate opens no such file in var w. So it take the name, so you can see index.html. We have index.html. So you can say, how about I give it var w html. Remember before we got homepage.html. Let's see if that works. What was the file that the what's the original file? Let me see what the original file is. The original file was uh, home.html. So why home. It said var. You can see this the bracket. The var disappeared. It was filtered. Um, it's time to use Burp here. So let's go back for things because Burp you can encode stuff. So let's go. Burp. Let's refresh this page. Let's kill Burp. I don't like the Firefox to keep always. I don't like to keep refreshing. So if I go to the proxy, for example, I can say send to repeater. So as I said, because it displaying the page in LFI is your best bet here. So you can think about it. It's an LFI. There is no other. What we have here. So warning. It said that index HTML doesn't exist. Remember, we know it. There is home. So that's fine. It showed the home page. Remember when we said that it said var w. If I go var w html and if I say home.html, which we know it exists, no, it's in, but you can see there is that bracket. It's disappeared. This bracket there disappeared. If I put another one, it's still disappearing. So there is something disappearing here. So let's do the encoding. So URL encode convert selection URL. Encoded. So we did one encode. It's still not found. The request here was not found. So why is not found? Because this encoding it's doing encoding. So if let me remove the other one. Let's see what it say. It says same not found. How about I do double encoding? If I do URL select URL key character the 25 and send it. No, it said not found again. No, because the page need to have there. Now you can see because it removed that. Now I can see the home page. So if you do, because remember before, for example, if I say index, it said doesn't exist because there's no index in that room. It said warning. Now I can see the forward slash. So the forward slash now exists because it removed that one, but the encoding works. So with my encoding, I can control it now. So now if I have var whtml index, I can control now this and can just say, how about etc? No, I'm doing var, so I need to go out. So I need to go 1, 2, 3, etc pass wd. Let's see if this thing work without encoding. It said not found because the encoding, so we can encode. We can just encode the internal one, so convert URL, encode all key characters. So let's do that. You see, still said not found when you do one. So then let's do double encoding now. Convert selection URL, encode key characters. We're using the 55. Now we get it. So I can get so it's in LFI but double encoding, so we're doing double encoding here, the 252, and then we have the first thing you notice, all of them are no login, no login, no login. There's no user here, it's only a root. The interesting part, of course, is Apache 2454. In a page you can see it's version 2454. Let me get a proxy, get me another one to play with it, repeater. So if I get the main one, it said 55 2455 and then eta etag. So there is a proxy somewhere, so there's a proxy in the main one. You can see here it said et tag, and we have Apache 2455. This one suddenly another version of 254, but we don't see the e tag, the cache or something, not like the main one. Now what can we do? It happened in the room before, or same things. Most of the users spent whole weekend. No one solved it. There's one room that no one solved. The first blood was in Sunday night when the room creator gave a hint. I forgot the name of that room. No one solved it until Sunday night. And the same mistake we all did, we forget to look for the server to search if there is any vulnerability in this 2.555 server. Now, before we jump, we have an LFI, of course. Now you can say, what exactly I'm doing with this LFI? And also, the next question to come to you is, we know there is page with what else data we can have here. So because it's a PHP, the first thing you can say index.php. Let's try that, like guessing. It's a blank page, but if you go to the visual source, now if you know, you can see the source code for it. Now we have the code, and that's what it do. It redirects to the home page, and because anything it display the page, and that's what it do. If I set page read file and read file just, so now you can come to a question: is that an SSRF? So I can push Python here. 3.9 minus m http.server port 80,000. Now the question is, if it's that, can I call it? Let's see if I can call it directly from here. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it does work, but let's try it. We'll do it in Burp. So my IP is 10.10.199.180 and my 8000. Let's see if what exactly happened if I do read file 10.10. It failed to open. See no such file or directory. Really? You can it take the bracket. You can see it's always has that thing it doesn't come. It removes that little things there. It removes them. Let's do, if I do straight IP, does it call straight or what it do? No, it doesn't. Fade to such file directory. So, but you can get the idea. Is if you go there, it remove that one /. So we can come back to our friend Burp here, and I can. What can we do here? So we know we can do this. So where we can put my IP. So we know this if you highlight it. This is one bracket. You can see a double coding. So I need two of them. What? No, the dot. I don't need the dot. I need the two for this. We leave this. We need this one later on. Let's copy. We need this. Let's do it again. Why we page index? So what I want it to go to my HTTP, my IP .199.180, and then 8000. I'm just saying to sick. HTTP. I need to do the bracket. Let's see what happened here. Warning. You can see it removed that thing. So we need to do what we did before. Let's convert selection URI. Encode all key character, and then the same time encode them again. Convert selection URL, not the 25F. Let's try now. And then we get directory listing, or it lists now my directory of TryHackMe, and you can see it came look for the main one, and now it lists whatever inside the directory. So we can also call scripts, but so it's an SSRF also you can call, but what useful of it? You can see it's Debian. Now what is next move? Next move, of course, when you have an LFI, you can start looking for, we got etc password, we know the part of the users, so we can go and look for because it's React, so we can go to Apache 2. What's the name of that folder of Apache 2? Let's get this one. Usually to get, if there is a virtual hosting or something, so sites available, Apache 2. So if I get, what the hell did I paste it twice? Apache 2 sites, why it's a double? If you look there, interesting, there is 8080, the virtual host. This is an app in 8080 and proxies, and so you have root is varw, and then there's an 8080 application, but that's what the if you look at IP now, if I take that IP, we forgot to do scan in the beginning, but if I do scan, what's going on here? What's that? Rust scan minus A. Do you know 8080 opening? So what are you? I'm getting confused, guys. I'm tired. 3 days in this room. I'm not sure to explain, but if you go now, Rust scan A, you only have 80 and 22. You don't have 8080. What happened? Usually you're fast. What happened to you now? Don't tell me this 80. There is 8080. Let's see what's going on here. So it's only two ports. So we know these two ports. So this 8080 it must be local port. So which one is working on that 8080 application? Now also we can get more information. So we know there is. Let's put what what we know, so we can know. So vmt. Let's do that. So we know there is. We come back to that once. So we know there is a virtual host in port 8080. Let's put that one there. So we got our emulation there. We also we know there is let's get this because it's also index.php. Let's copy it. So we have index.php, and this one has this value. So we know this PHP. Now the first question is, because it's a PHP, is can we find the others? Let's say, for example, we know there is index.php. What else we have? What else is there? So we can use which one? This is my Python. Leave that Python there. Let's open another one. We can use faf minus user URL. So my the idea now is if we look to faf to find what else we have inside this application. We can fuzz minus word list user share word list not rocky word. I don't know. Let's just use the same one what we use always. My what list directory list to medium. Let's see first before we jump. There's too much size. Let's stop it. See. Let's get the size correctly. What's the size we have? Size 152. If I remember them, I just remove F size. I think 100 to 200 are not the correct. You can see we get the first one. We don't need to waste too much now because we have a gen. So it tell me that there is another script there. There is another gen here. We can see it from here. Let's we can see it from the page source. And that's our target. That's what we need to we're looking for. This script. Let's not freeze our machine because TryHackMe, it's only that one. You can also correct if you want an HTTP. I don't think it is HTML. HTML we get home. So we only have home and we have the PHP, and that's it. So you can play with them. But in any case, you have another code. It said function is random. So it's a random length. So you give it length, and they tell you please insert the length parameter. That's what the whole Discord talk about, the post request. If it was get, it would be easy. Let me show you. Forgot now what I'm doing. We have we know the RS, so we know there's a new file, we got it now. So if it's gen.php, so this one, and you can see the 54, but we can't access this. So the assumption, remember before we got this, we got port 8080 in this. So the possible that 8080 is the one that running this this file gen.php is accessible through 8080 port in logs, but how to access to it from there? Now one way to do it, because we have an SSRF, what I did, which one, let me see my notes because I already forget how I did it. We do this. This is the shell. No, one trick I did is this, because I know we can do localhost port 8080 and test it. If we can call gen from here, it's the same fate to open. Really, how are you, my friend? uh, because it look for a URL, let's get these two brackets. It's always the problem of them. Convert selection URL encode all, not encode all characters, and then convert selection URL encode key characters, send. Now we can see we can talk to it, but we can that's why my story start. So if I push it like that from the port 8080, remember it's in 8080. If you try, for example, you think it's inside the 80, is not. You can't open it. So we know that 8080 is where the game is. Uh, so please answer the length parameter in the URL. It's exactly what it's doing here. So if he doesn't see it in post request, he send this, and that's where the game starts. So now, because here I'm pushing it, even if you think you say it doesn't work because this is a bit stupid, but you can just say length equal 4 like that and send it. It doesn't work. Please answer, and also you don't do even if you change this to post, it's again doesn't work. You just keep saying to you, please insert the length parameter in the URL. Now you, you can think about, because one of the things when there is a local host application, your first thing come to your mind, let's put it back to the get request. The first thing that usually come in your mind is request smuggling, because it's a local host. You do request smuggling. I tried that TryHackMe do what the room that for request smuggling, nothing work. And someone gave me a hint in Discord um, that look for this version of Apache 2454. Now if we start googling, we arrive to this, and it is a CVE 2023 25690 POC, and it said proof of concept, and then he said vulnerability affects configuration breakdown, a rewrite on including Apache. This example is not the same example in the room. Rewrite rule, and then it tell you how you can see port 8080 like what we're doing now. Of course they do in a lab. If you want to do it, you have the first application. We got that 8084 in our case. They call it identify. First of all, you need to confirm they identify the CRLF injection based on advisory description. You can see it's venue to HTTP response splitting. Maybe that's why the manual way doesn't work. The first thing I said to you, you need to test it. If you test this, it should. If we go to our friend Burp, no, let's test it somewhere. Do I need this again? Yeah, we know the Apache. Remember, let's go it to before when we did index.php. So if I run this now, we have that. So the way that if I paste that, remember we paste in the space http bar1. If it's vulnerable, we'll see no error. And it's yes, there's no error. So even if we add all this http or something, it's still working. And then if you look, for example, you go down, and that's where the smuggling. Where is the smuggle? That's the smuggle part. If we try to smuggle, and then why it doesn't work in Burp manually, I don't know why. So if I put now, go back to this, because in theory, if it's smuggling, it should show me here, but it doesn't. I don't know, it's a blind smuggling or something. It showed the file without error, it's fine, but it doesn't give me this smuggling like a normal, when you do a request smuggling, you can see the first one, then you see the second. There's no second one here. Where is it? So now you're stuck. because and then what's what the problem with the room? If you go down, this is the example of the room. You can see if I said get secret, remember ours is I set not this one. Where are you? This one. And ours is post length. So I'm thinking what I was doing again. Oh, the Burp one. Fish, I'm tired. Sorry, guys. Uh, so it doesn't. So I don't know how to do it straight in Burp. Now, if you Google again, you find another one. Another one. He said this one. You can translate it. This one is not in English, but it's same concept. Uh, uh, it's the same doing the same things. The proxy and the smuggling part. The interesting part here, they give us two things. There's a Python script and there's this pre.txt file. So now let's copy first this file. Let me do some lab setup. I forgot to do it, but let's do it now before we what we have here. We finished the fuzzing, we don't need it. And I just need to create my lab quickly because we need my lab, what we call it? Minus virtual environment. Let's call it lab. Source lab binary activate. I need also pipe3 install pond tools. We need this one for that script. Now you can see the script what you do. We'll open it now, but also it has these little things. The smuggling request. So we have the script. Did we save it? Okay, it's finished the pond tool installation. Okay, what we need to do, we have that CVE. Let's so import from it need this pretext file. So we need the pretext file. Let's open new tab. So vim pre.txt, and then we have this last that, and then we have IP. So this is the first one is easy. We just need to put the IP that we have. What's the IP of the machine? This is our target IP. So this one is fine, the bottom one is fine. Now we don't have categories, so we have that page endpoint, so we can just use the page endpoint. We can just use the index.php. We don't have that one. We don't have category one or something. We don't have / remove that thing. What is this? Then we have yeah, the host, because we go into the localhost machine. We just call this localhost. What I have here? Host localhost. No, I don't need to do it there, so let's leave it. What's this IP? This is the machine IP. So in theory, this one should work. And then we need that, remember in his example, the room example, he tell you, that's why you put your request. Now my request is, where is it? Let me get my note because I don't want to mess up, because this is now I'm going also the shell. The shell, that's the only way that works. I didn't have time, guys, to try different stuff because it's already late, and usually I do research in weekends. So let's put first this. I will show you an error. You will get an error. My machine is not this one. Remember, this code is vulnerable. Let's go back to it. Where is it? not you. uh, when you send the length, it doesn't check it, it just push it there and then add it as straight to generate random password without checking. There's no check there, and you have exact function. So that's what where our injection point. There is no checking in this script, so it's easy for us to create our shell. So my IP is 10.10. This is my server IP 99.180, and you have 8,000. Do we have? Is it running? So we have that there. Uh, so we have the script. We fix what we can fix. We need the shell.sh. So let's get there. Let's make them. So vim shell.sh. The shell.sh, we can just take any one. This one, the one that worked for me. I can go there, and of course I like my 1234. So the IP is not correct. Let's fix that one. That's my previous one. 10.10.199. This is my box IP, my IT bash. So that. Then we have my NC, my VNP 1234. So we have my shell, we have my payload. That's the smuggling. I'm calling the gen and the local host. Now you can think how this information can. In your case, you might, because the size will be a problem. Let's do this. So you need to come here to. I will try later to figure out to do automatic script for it, but no. So when you do this, because maybe your IP is smaller, you do this. You put your mouse there and you highlight the line. After you highlight the line, look here. You can see in this line selection it say 55. So now I need to correct this one. It said 55. You can see, so you highlight it to get the length correctly, because it's smuggling here. You can see it here in the right corner. Now I want to say one error you might have. So if I do 55 even here, it will not work, this one, for some reason. Volta gave me the hint for it to use Burp for it. So now in theory, if these things work with no error, and of course we are in live, I'm doing live video, and I'm doing this video. Where's my lab? Ay, damn it, I didn't save. Did we save? I thought I exit without pressing W. Okay, let's go. If things work well now, it will not work. That's why reason I didn't want to, so everybody will know where is the mistake. 3.9 CVE. Now let's see if it does work. It doesn't work. Your browser center requires that this server could not understand. Yes. Yay. The reason why this happened, because if you go to the script, he read the pretext and he start removing and doing things like that. So it's expecting a certain format, and because as we did a copy and paste as text, it didn't work. So now let's go back to Burp. If you paste it here, like Volta said, you make sure you have these things. But if I do now copy to file and just overwrite the one I have in the computer, yes. Now the format will be correct. Let's see if the format is correct. Now if I run the script again, we didn't get the shield. Live videos. Where is that things? It didn't work. At least we got the first part is correctly. So what mistake is doing here? Is not even coming to our server. It might be correctly minus curl 10.10.199.188,000. Is the size correctly now? 55 is 55. Cut pretext. What? What exactly did we save? Copy to file, pre.txt, replace, cut pretext. Oh, now it's full. But no, how it save only the first line? Okay, let's run it again. Now you can see it's a stop. So if we go to the server, you can see he got a shell, and then our friend NC got a shell. Now we have a shell. Who am I? I'm wdata. So as a recap, the script that CVE, you don't need to do modification too much. You just need to fix this part on it. Or if you don't, just put localhost there and put your IP. And the most important part is this: you need to save the file, your request from here. If you type it by in Vim, it doesn't work. So you need to do it here. Select, because how it depends of your IP, the length, correctly put it there. Say oh, you don't highlight, we highlighted, that's why. And then copy to file and then run the script. Now we got our shell. I forgot what we're supposed to do now, because of course this is our script. You can see gen, home, index, and sky. Of course, we know there is no home, so I thought in the beginning is like it's Docker escape. At this room, I got confused. I work with a couple of guys in this in this one. What am I supposed to do now? Of course, hosts. You know, you can see these 172.18.02, the IP of this, so it can tell you that there is certain IPs. So it might be this is the machine, so maybe it will be like another .1, .2, .3. We don't know what exact, because it said .2, so there is a .1. So, oh no, you can't do that. So maybe let's start with curlet http. How if I curl the one coming soon? So one is coming soon. Now, what am I supposed to do now? Where's my notes? Okay, we got this part. We got the shell. Oh, we need to look now for. You see now the. You either you can we don't want to waste too much time. You can do the famous ports. You want to scan the network for the ports. So you can do this, for example, in script to check different network, or you just concentrate in .1. So let's not waste time. And map is not there, and I didn't want to confuse. So we can just take this little one. Let's for the .1 network. Look, you can do all of that. Let's like for example, I try to just go to PSPY. You can try this one. You can get line P is what I call that one. Line P is Linux. This one. So I try this one, so everybody know. You can do PSPY to check if there is a processes running. This one doesn't show any process running. And then you can this one is too noisy for previous escalation for Linux. But in any case, you can run your the opt the environment, what's why the eco the environment variables. What's wrong with you? uh, cat proc, I forgot. We'll come back later to them. So you can try running in the, but there's no much you can do. But one thing is, after long time running in circle, uh, you can start for trying to see. As I said, we know it's dot 2. Now you can say, okay, what happened in dot 1 and all of that. Because we're trying there, let's not waste time on line piece. This is line piece. If you want this one, didn't find anything in the PSPY, let's get me a Chisel proxy, because we needed the proxy now. I'm getting that. Let's get this is the proxy. We'll get it now because we need to to be easy for us to work with it. Which one we usually use? The 64. Extract. Good. Let's this do whatever it's doing. That's why I didn't do. I'm not sure if there's faster way to do it, but in any case, so we have ls chmod plus x Chisel. How you do the server? Chisel. I forgot about it. Where is my notes? So you got this. We'll find the port of an application. After you run in that box for a long time. Chisel server, let's reverse proxy. Okay, let's do that. Let's not waste time. Sorry guys, I spent whole weekend and also this Monday. I really want to relax a little bit. So we have the proxy running here in port 9000. So let's see what we have there. It's still not finishing. You know what? Let's get another shell. Let it run. Let's get another shell because we sitting. Let's do. We don't wait for it. Let's do nc minus lvmp 1 2 3 5, and then let's get it through. Let's change the port in our file. 5. Let's get another shell. Why we can wait? Connection close. Let's run it again. And now we got another shell, so we can wait. We don't need to wait. So let it finish. We'll come back. So you will realize that there is port 5000 in that etc. What's that IP again? Yeah, there is this IP. So we can do call HTTP. There is a port running in 818. Dot 0 dot 1 5000, and it tell you enter website URL and the name URL, and there you can straightforward do something here without before we do proxies. You can just curl it to get the password file. Let's copy that. And now we got the entry point, and there is a user now, Han Solo, and we have a bash, so it's our entry point. So we know now, does it finish that one? It's still working. So let's assume we have it. So we know there is a port 5000. So we know a 5000 port exists. So now we can go to the temp folder. We can do curl HTTP. My IP is 1010.199. dot 180, and we have 8000, and then I need to get that chisel. How you spell chisel? ASL minus O chisel less chmod plus X chisel. Now what's the comment? Oh guys, I don't do mistakes here. Chisel client, what's the IP? My IP machine is it's not 160, 199.180, 199 199.180, and okay, and then don't forget to do the background so it doesn't keep jumping on you. So I can do that. I can come here, I'm pushing to the background, so basically I need to forward 5000 to my computer, 5000, 199.180, 10, 9000. We have the, now it found it. You can see it found it. Let's stop it so it doesn't free the machine. I'm controlling C, I don't need it anymore. Control C. So we know the 5000 is open. We have Chisel server there running, so we can just safely command not found. Okay, because we didn't do the dot things. Copy, we do dot slash, then we do command connected, and then we have, it says session 1, so we can come here. I just open that one, I said local host and do 5000, and now we have the application that we've been doing before. Remember we did file etc pass wd, and then we've been able to get the user authenticator view page source. So we have the users. So that's what we need. We need to access the things. Now here where things start become freaky, because we can say I try to do this, you do the trick, the old tricks like that one, till you server error, you try for example bracket down server internal server error, you try for example that thing, but you need to close fetch. It keeps saying server error, server error, server error. So we can get file that we want, like a group. Maybe you think, for example, here we can see is Hounslow is not part of the log one, so the log part, the ADM is already dead end. So now we need to enumerate user stuff. User stuff is in the proc. What again, that file, this file is important whenever you do this type of apps. These three files you need always to look for them: the proc self environment and the command line. So if I do the proc self environ, because this what you get. Why is not working? View page source. It look funny even when so let's copy this. Let's go to our file that we collect information. So we have that. Let's paste this there. So what this tell us is the home. It tells us the user home slow, the language, the path, language English, the shell is binary sh, and the home directory homolence. That's still fine, but is another one that very interesting is the one that cmd line proc self cmd line. What the app is running? cmd self cmd line. No, what I'm typing now? cmd line. Interesting. That this is where things will be more interesting for us. So we can come there. So we have now this information. What information? It tell me Python is the binary and is running an app. You can see now we have very interesting app.py. So now we can go. Can we get this app.py? Home and slow app.py, and now we find it. So you could view page source, and then we just zoom there. So this is our app that we're working with, a Flask, and the keyword that you must be look for them. Flask, but here is one very called. Yeah, that's interesting. Method get or post, and then yeah, the PyCurl is where the thingy where we're interested. And if you scroll down, content, you can, when you hear a template, you can talk about Jinja templates. And then render, this is the normal, this is template. So we're talking about SSTI here. Where's the one that, render, return render template, HTML, host false string website content. You can see return render template. So the first thing come your head is an SSTI. It's a template. When you have a template, we can let's confirm if it's template. Let's see. Let's do this. Where am I? Let's open another one. No, we get confused. Let's call it vim test.html. Let's do that Jinja things. That's 7 multiplied by, no, we don't do 7 multiplied by 7. No, we do 9 multiplied by 9. Make it more harder. We do 9 multiplied by 9. No, no, I don't know what we're supposed to do. Where is that app again? Okay, now let's call my server. Let's say http my IP 10.199.180 and my 8000, and I'm getting the test.html file. So in theory, because remember my guess is I'm playing with the Flask, where is it, the curl, where is it, this template thingy. So if my theory will see a 9 by 9, how much? 89. Really? How come we do server error? It can't be. I did test it and it worked fine. Huh? Did it call? Oh, it came at test.html, but he said server error. What we did there? Oh, we make 3. It's only two brackets. Okay, let's try again. You can 81, so the math is correct. So we know it's a template. Now, of course, you can Google or something and you're running in circle. Let's get now we can get shell. Let's nc minus lvmp. Where is our payload? So we got that. So it's a server-side template injection SSTI, return render the function that we got, website content. The content from PyCurl is directed instead into the template with as formatting, then pass it to render template string. This means any ginger to template code is in the fetched content will be executed. Test to confirm 7 by 7, and then we can use this our shell. Let's copy this for our shell. There's different way you can do it. You can search on it. Now let's what we have. We don't have a free. Okay, we can use this one. Now let's make sure our IP is correct. My IP is not correct. Let's get 1010. Oops, 10.199.180. So read. This is you can google it. That's batch things finicky. Now we need to call shell.html, not the test one. Where is the we did a test, we call it we get my shell. If things get work, you can see is it's hang in, and then we got who am I. Of course I'm who am I. Then you got Hans. We need to stabilize shell. Where's my command for stabilizing the shell? This one. Yes. Did we finish or still? Hey. Then we have export. Let me move this one from the signs. And then we get Control Z and we copy that. Control Z. Then call it. So now we have stable shell. Clear. Now we are inside. What we should do? The first thing you always do this one. And it's straightforward, so we don't need to run inside the machine. We already have two things, one without password, one it clear the started, but this one it needs password. So the first thing when you do this is, of course, just cut user binary vault, and then what's the other one? Cut the opt generator app.py, and you find the scripts. Also, the most important part of them is check if you can write to them. For example, if I go to binary vault, I can read, but I can't write. And then for the opt generator, same, I can read only. These two scripts are here. Let's go back. The vault is here. Let's see if we can put this is the vault script. This is the Flask app that we found already in for Ginger. This is the vault script. He said check file, compare wherever. It tell you enter. Let's run them first so we can know what we're talking about. So let's start with the first one. Use binary bash usr binary vault. He said enter the required input. I don't know, just put test. Password doesn't match. So now if you go to the code of it, this is the vault code. He said enter the required input, and then he compared the input to wherever, user input to the content. Where's the content? File to check. So you have a file to check the password. It's like he went to check the password, and then but when you print the secret. You print us the secret. Now let's pause for a moment, and then we have no, not you. And then we have these things. So if you have sudo, but the problem is if I go to the second one, you can see he said we can use Python, any Python we want. So if I use Python 3 and say opt binary, not opt generator app.py, now it asks for password which I don't have. Let me see, first check the time. 37. Let's add before it stop in machine and we end up in trouble. TryHackMe. It doesn't allow you to get add one hour. Okay. So one that's when I was playing with believe me, with ChatGPT and Gemini, and then he said my idea. This doesn't ask for the password, but this one asks for the password. And this one, if you look to the code, it has password on it. So if we can get this password, then we can come to the this is the generator one. If you look to the generator code, uh, this the secret input, that's the dangerous part here where we the vulnerability is stuck here. And you can see now try except is trying Python 2 because raw input type in 2 Python 2. This is Python 3, but this is the dangerous part. But to use this we need the we need a password. We can't use this script without the user password. Vault has something here. Can we access this thing? So now if you read the code, this is the dangerous part of the code. Here's a bit explanation to it. This if statement uses bash pattern matching, not exact string comparison. This means if I put star act as wildcard, match anything single character, or ABC match any character in bracket. What that mean? Look what that mean. So if I go the vault and I just type star, so I can just put the wild star. I just use this one, star. I just type one word, one letter, star, and it under me, and it answer. So it give you the answer and said you enter the required input. I put star, password does. No, that's the before. Where am I? Look what it said, password match it, because now I gave him the star here, it match everything, but it doesn't give me this. He gave me this. And then if you read that, that's my I spent time in this one, because this one doesn't I thought the password somewhere is here. I was trying to read and think maybe the password somewhere here, light color, light Saba, wherever, Darth Vader breathing, the iconic sound of Darth Vader, Yoda species name Yoda, A, and you can see Han Solo, the username Han Solo Carbonite. I thought this is the password, but no. But if we can play with it, we can say now we can see the trick. You see, remember we have the wild cards here. We have these wild cards, so I can say, for example, how many character in these things. I can start, for example, I can start. Let me explain to you what I want to do. I can start doing this. Start like that. I can start, for example, 1, and then I start type 2, and I start type 3, and start type 4, and like that until I find, let's say for example I do 5. It means is it 5 characters. So if I put here that one, paste it, it tells me doesn't match. So now let's not waste everybody. I know it's a 12 characters. That's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. Let's make 11 first to make it to understand. So if I make it 11, I can do there, paste that one 11, I said password doesn't match, so we can come back here and put another one. 12. Let's make 12 now. I make 12, and I put 12 and run it there, and I put that thing. No, it worked. It said it, so I know it's 12. So the next thing is you can use these things to say, because I know it's a 12, so I can just run. Is it the first letter, the first one, a small letter, for example? So I can come here and can just say if I put there, it did password not match. So this one jumped. Okay, it's open. So this one didn't work. So, but if I tell him, for example, is it cap letters, for example, A to Z. So if I said, is it the first letter is a cap letter? So if I go there, and I just said to him, is it? So he tell me, yes, it's correct. So we know the first letter is cap. But what is it? Let's see. So no, because we know the first letter is cap, we can just do this, and then we can say test one by one, like A. We can test the B. We can test the C. Let's try A. Where is it? So if I, not you. So if I try now letter A, it doesn't work. It's not A. Let's try B. B is not correct. I don't know what was the letter. I forgot about it. The first letter. C is wrong. So after C, what come? The D. I think it's a K. If I remember correctly, the first letter is K. Not K. A, B, C, D, E. Oh, E. So E is correct. And then you can do the same thing. Small letter, big letter, enter, you get the whole password. Or if you are lazy like me, you do vim vault password.sh and then ask Gemini to write it for you. The vault password is this one. He can test all the character for you. So let's copy it. It used the same logic what we have now, so I would share the scripts, guys, so we not waste too much time on it. So if I put now this script there, and let's chmod it plus x vault password and run it now. Let's see what we'll have. No, he's doing the same things that what I was doing in this screen, letter by letter, and then you can see we corrected. Letter E was the first password, so we know the password of that. So what that mean? Now we can go to our second Python script, this one. Now so we can do sudo, yes, a binary Python. Now you can, let's start with 3. I want to explain to you something before we jump. So if I go there, it asks me now for the password, which we already have now. Enter the length of the password, then enter a word test, and then he create a random password for us in Python 3. Remember, they give us this star. There is a reason why they give us this. Yeah, we are Hansel, so I forgot about the flag. The flag is in home Hansel. That's your user flag. You can get it there. No, let's go back to explanation. So we got this now. If you want to do it manually, the biggest story in that file, in that the app, is this line. In Python 2, the input function is extremely dangerous, and that's why they give us this star. So to use different Python versions. So it does not read the user entry as a string. Instead, it evaluates the input as Python code. This means an attacker can provide any valid Python code at that prompt, and the script will execute it at the user running the script, in this case root. Python 2 input evaluate input as Python code is very dangerous. Raw input return input as string, which is safe. Python 3, the input return input as string, safe, and raw input doesn't exist. And this script is switching between Python 2 and 3 here, and because input is dangerous in Python 2, we should use it. So we can go, but we're not using Python 3, we can use Python 2 here. Length, let's say 12, and now we'll flip an error here. A test is not defined or something, but that's not our problem there. So you can put anything in the length. The word here we can, because we do the input. What's my payload? Yeah, this is switching between the script try raw input first Python 2. If that failed Python 3, it fall back to input. This means it's designed to work with both Python versions. Now we can just use this input os bash, because it's a Python standard, just get a shell there. So if I go now there and paste that there, amroot id amroot, I can go now to root, and then guys, you have your root flag there, and we're done with the room. So as conclusion of the room, the biggest problem, we all have it, myself included, is to do that LFI and find so the first part is, whenever you have this and you find page something, it's an LFI. You look for important file like Apache and the configuration video hosting. That's why we found the 80. That's why we found the 8080 port. You can find the code, and then the encoding with LFI, and then of course it's very important. There was a room, you might remember it or not. It's very important to know when you have a server, don't ignore the server, it might have the key. Now as I said, we got these things, but we did it with the guy that this Python script. I don't know why manually doesn't work. You can see if you follow manually, I don't know in our case why it doesn't work, I don't know. Then of course when you are inside the machine, you do your like we did here, the scanning of the open port. This one, to be honest, until I got a hint for it, because I thought is a Docker escape. I got a hint from Volta, So I thought I run too much things in escape. I thought it's in escape, and that's why sometimes the basic things just do them. Do the base enumeration before you jump to Docker and all of that. So you know it's port 5000. You do Chisel. You can use the proxy, the forward Chisel, for example. Then of course we go to access the machine. And then whenever you have an app, it's very important to understand the structure of the app, so you know, for example, what to look, for example, on like the environmental variable of the app that give you the path for the app. You get the code, how to test an app, for example, Ginger, and then of course when you log in the system like we did here, and we have two Python scripts that we can run here, this one. So you ask yourself why one has a password, one it doesn't have a password. So basically that's, I hope guys this quick workout helped it help you. If you have question, let me know in the comment. Yeah, and have a good day, and thank you very much.